Let me turn the radio off too. Hold on. Hi, my name is Tiffany Thomas. Today, conducting an interview for Kevin Wall. My shadow today is my colleague, Mr. Unloaded Clips. I'm going to start by asking you to throw up all 20 of your macros, starting with 10 for a copy. You can throw them up in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna start off with the HP rules. HP rules. Do not resuscitate patients in streets around the hospital, PvP territory zones, or army base. No attending PvP territory without a rank 7 or above. Do not treat patients with weapons drawn. Do not stand or cell on the main lobby floor. Do not stand on any back bush or surround the hospital areas to chill or take breaks. Ride around in the city, or you can come to floor 2 if it's unoccupied, or you can sit in the cafeteria. Do not go AFK while on duty. The punishment is a 3-day ban, demotion, and funds reset. Do not be disrespectful to patients or colleagues. The punishment is immediate dismissal. No combat fighting whatsoever. Break away and run if you cannot. /help RP4 in the chat. As far as the desk rules, there's a max of 2 staff per desk in rank order from brown, maroon, blue, white, and then green. Up to 3 may line up in the hallway in the same rank order, brown, maroon, blue, white, and then green. For your med restock, if your wait time is over 5 minutes, you go on emergency calls or med deliveries. If it's under 5 minutes, please wait in the cafeteria. The entry rules, that front door on floor 1, only a rank 6 and above can exit and enter through that. In the front parking lot, only a rank 7 and above has access to it. Do not spawn the bus without DCP or CP permission. Radio checks are mandatory. You must respond using a 10-4 copy macro. Now we're going to move on to our MD rules. MD1, refusing to provide medical assistance. Refusing to provide medical assistance, including performing CPR or giving meds without a justified RP reason, as long as there is no threat to the medic's life, including situations where armed players are present at the scene. The punishment is 1 reprimand. MD2, providing medical aid during dangerous situations. Selling medication or resuscitating players in situations that threaten the life and health of both the medic and the player, including but not limited to during an escalating conflict, an active shootout, a turf war, etc. The punishment is 1 warning. MD3, compliance with project rules. Medical personnel are required to comply with all established project rules. The punishment is from 1 warning to 1 reprimand, depending on the faction's leader's decision at that point in time. MD4, improper RP behavior. Failure to adhere to RP rules when interacting with players while providing medical assistance or communicating with faction colleagues. The punishment is 1 warning from the faction leadership. MD 4.1, disrespectful behavior. Disrespectful behavior towards any player. The punishment is 1 reprimand or dismissal, depending on the faction leader's decision at that point in time. MD 4.2, non-compliance with orders. Failure to comply with leadership orders or to observe the chain of command within the faction. The punishment is 1 reprimand from the faction leadership. MD 4.3, assault on civilians. Assault on civilians with a taser, weapon, or fist without a RP reason. The punishment is dismissal from the faction. MZ 5, use of weapons. Medical personnel strictly forbidden from using any weapons. The punishment is dismissal from the faction. MD 6, criminal activity. Intentionally associated with gangs, committing major crimes, including but not limited to theft, vandalism, murder, or joining factions during activities where medical participation is not intended. The punishment is dismissal from the faction. MD 7, use of service vehicles for personal purposes. Using official medical transport for personal travel when not on duty, including for civilian jobs. The punishment is 1 warning. MD 7.1, use of personal vehicles. Using personal vehicles instead of service vehicles to perform faction duties. The punishment is 1 warning. MD 8, unauthorized issuance of recovery notes. Issuing medical certificates outside of a hospital. Issuing medical certificates for monetary compensation. The punishment is 1 warning. And last but not least, we have our RP rules. RP 13 and RP faction actions, violating RP conduct within a faction, including the unwarranted release of players from jail. The punishment is dismissal from the faction and or from 30 minutes in jail up to a 3-day account ban. RP 14, sexual harassment. Any form of sexual action, including simulation and explicit dialogue or actions, the use of ethnic and/or LGBTQIA slurs, stalking other players, or excessive verbal detail and descriptions with sexual undertones. All sexual actions between players must be performed with the prior consent of all participating individuals. Such actions must not take place in public areas or areas frequently visited by other players, including but not limited to jail, hospital, job zones, parking lots, etc. The punishment is a 60-minute mute of voice and text chat on account ban ranging from 24 hours to 30 days. RP 15, provocation of faction members, intentionally provoking members of any faction for entertainment or with the intent to disrupt the faction's operations. Punishment is 30 minutes in jail. RP 16, criminal acts against emergency personnel. Any criminal acts committed against emergency medical personnel, the punishment is from 90 minutes in jail to a 12-hour
No.
account ban. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, so we got 10 questions to ask you. My first question to you is, what does good communication in the
Good
hospital mean
communication
to
in the
you?
hospital means to me be able to speak clearly
Communication in
and
the hospital means to
understand one another.
be able to speak clearly and understand one another.
Okay. And my second question is, how do you handle mistakes at work?
I'm sorry, you said, can you repeat that again?
I'm sorry, you said, can you repeat that again?
How do you handle
I made a
mistakes
mistake. I usually I would ask a
I made a mistake.
rep
I usually
above me
would
to
ask
see how I can make how I can
rep,
change.
above me to see how I can make how I can change.
Yes, accountability is everything, honestly. If you do something, you know you want to be accountable for hold yourself accountable for your actions the same way we will hold you accountable for your own actions, and the same way we have to hold ourselves accountable for our own actions as well. And you know, you learn from your mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect, but we all here to learn and improve ourselves. My third question to you is, if you seen me and I was in front of the hospital and I was shot and I asked for you to pick me
It
up,
depends
what
if
are
I
we
was
supposed
working
to
or
do?
not.
It depends if I was working or not.
No, it wouldn't. So, regardless if you are out of service or in service, you're still a medic, even if you're on vacation or whatever the case may be. If you see anybody in front of the hospital or in any block surrounding the hospital, you leave them there, whether it's me, the rest of the doctors, one of your coworkers, your friends outside, a gang member, civilian, somebody threatening you, the chief, you leave them there. You don't pick up anybody in front of the hospital, around the
Can I ask
hospital,
why?
on any block surrounding it.
Can I ask why?
Because that is a part of the rules, specifically
Okay, thank
the
you.
HB rules. Do not resuscitate
thank you.
patients in streets around the hospital, PvP territory zones.
Okay, I'm just
or
trying to
on
understand
routes. The
everything
number
the way
one
you do
HB
it,
rule.
as I'm learning it all myself.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand everything the way you do it, as I'm learning it all myself.
No, absolutely. Whatever you confused about, feel free. I like that you're interacting and you're not just sitting here being boring. So definitely. Okay, so what
Well,
made you
initially
want
I
to
started
join the
as a
medical
taxi
faction?
driver, and then I became a truck
Initially I started
driver.
as a taxi driver,
And then I
and
started.
then I became
The money
a
wasn't paying
truck
that well,
driver.
nor was I
And
gaining
then I started. The money
experience
wasn't
quick
paying that
enough.
well,
And I had a
nor was
buddy
I
that was doing
gaining
the medical field, and he had
experience quick
interested
enough.
me
And I
into
had a
getting into
buddy
it.
that
And I
was
started
doing the
looking
medical
into it, and
field, and he had
that's when it sparked me. I was
interested
like,
me
oh, I
into
like the
getting into it.
interactions. I like
And I
saving
started
people's
looking into it,
lives.
and that's
So
when it sparked me. I
that's
was
what
like,
got me
oh, I
into
like
it.
the interactions. I like saving people's lives. So that's what got me into it.
Okay, period. When I first got in the game, I started as a taxi driver as well. And then I came to the medical faction shortly after that because I was trying to get paid as well. My next question to you is going to be, if you pulled up on the scene, like you were on emergency runs, and you pulled up on the scene to provide CPR to a patient, the patient that you were called there for. But there's people out there with their weapons out and their guns, and they're trying to tell you who to pick up and
I would
threatening
leave
you? How would you handle
due
that?
to them it being a hostile environment
I
with
would leave
guns
due
drawn
to them
and
it
gang
being a
violence.
hostile environment with guns drawn and gang violence.
Period. And that's also a good answer because if you don't leave, that will be MD2, providing medical aids during dangerous situations, selling medication or resuscitating players in situations that threaten the life and health of both the medic and the player. So that was absolutely correct. My next question to you is going to be if an injured player refuses medical
I'm
treatment, how
sorry,
do
can
you
you repeat that one more
proceed?
time?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
If an injured player refuses medical treatment, how do you proceed?
By my factions.
By my factions.
So if somebody refuses treatment, we always like to tell everybody, in case you didn't know, recording and reporting is everything. So first things first, if you're ever going on a med delivery or EMS run, you outside the hospital, or even if you inside the hospital and things is getting too crazy, you want to make sure that your body cam is on because the body cam not only proves what happened in the situation, and maybe sometimes when somebody may be lying on you or saying that you're doing something that you ain't supposed to do. You may pull up to try to help somebody and they tell you they don't want your help, but they go back and they tell your higher ups that you refuse to help them, and you know that's not what happened. So without that video, it's a he say she say thing. That's why you want to make sure that that body cam is on and that you're screen recording so that you're able to protect yourself. At the end of the day, if they refuse treatment, you got your body cam on. It'll prove they refused the treatment you attempted
I
to assist
apologize.
and they
Yes, you
didn't
said
want it.
refuse.
And that'll
Okay,
just be
I
that.
understand now.
I apologize. Yes, you said refuse. Okay, I understand now.
No problem. Say if you're a medic, right? So you have a friend that's a gang member, and they tell you like, oh, um, like I'm downstairs, I'm down the block, come pull up on me and hang out with
Based
me.
off the
How would
code,
you handle
I
that?
would not. I would just decline, saying that simply cannot
Based
be
off the
a
code,
part of
I would
the
not. I
gang
was
affiliated,
decline saying
based
that
off of
simply
my
cannot be a
fraction.
part of the gang affiliated, based off of my fraction.
Correct, because that would be MD6, criminal activity intentionally associating with gangs, committed major crimes. So even if you ain't doing nothing, associating with a gang member is enough. Even if you step outside the hospital, you on the front of the hospital, the side, the back, you're not supposed to be with a red tag, period. However, if you are inside, like if you got a gang member friend and you are both inside the hospital and they want to talk to you, it's cool to have a brief interaction. If you go to the bar and you're inside the bar, it's cool to have a brief interaction. But if you're standing outside the bar, no, they want to talk to you, come inside the bar.
I
That's
do
it.
want to just
So good
mention,
answer.
I do
I'm gonna
plan to
pass the
memorize all these codes, so I do
want to just
apologize if
mention
I don't know them.
plan to memorize all these codes, so I do apologize if I don't know them.
No, you're fine. You're doing amazing. Actually, I just want to let you know that you're doing really well. You do have good knowledge to actually just be starting. So I do want to give you your props on that. All your answers are really good. You don't have to memorize the rules. If you have a second device, you could always, have your Discord on that device. So if you ever run into something or if you're recording something, you'll have access to the rules on Discord as well. If not, sometimes we recommend printing them out or writing them down somewhere if you need it. That way, you not just keep exiting out the game and having to run back and forth to look. Your preference is completely up to you, but none of us memorize the rules. There's some rules that we know because we use them more than others. But there is times where even us as doctors have to go back and look like, all right, which one does this apply
Okay,
to?
thank you.
And stuff like that. So you're perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. At this time, I'm going to pass the questions along to Mr. Unloaded Clips.
My first question is, what would you do if me and you was the only two downstairs and you
What would
seen
you
a
do
bus being
if
spun?
me and
How
you
would
was
you
the only
handle that
two
situation?
downstairs and you seen a bus being spun? How would you handle that situation?
I would say in one of the fractions, I would state or through the walkie mentioned
in one of the
to please
fractions,
stop.
I would state or through the walkie mentioned to please stop.
I would just record and report and send it to the higher
I
ups.
would just record and report.
You said
send it to the
spamming,
higher
right? The
up.
buses, is that correct?
Yeah,
You said spamming,
okay, so
right?
observe and report.
Is that correct?
Understood.
Yeah. Okay, so observe and report. Understood.
He said spawn in the bus. Because, like, nobody's allowed to spawn the bus besides a DCP or a CP, which is the chief, or the rank 8s. So, like, nobody's supposed to do it without their permission, which 9 times out of 10 they're never going to give. So, yeah, if you ever see that happening,
Okay, yeah, I did see that the other day, and I
what
seen
you do see.
people downstairs talking about it.
Okay, yeah, I did see that the other day, and I seen people downstairs.
So I understand what you're referring to.
My next
So I
question
understand what you're
is,
referring
where
to.
do you see yourself at in the next 5 weeks in this faction?
My next question is, where do you see yourself at in the next 5 weeks?
I just continue to complete my tasks and doing my job, and
I just continue
trying
to
to
complete
move
my
up in rank.
tasks and doing my job and trying to move up in rank.
All right, my last question is, if you see me out in my personal vehicle picking up people, what would you do?
If you see me out in my personal vehicle picking up people, what would you do?
Just mind my own business and just do what I had to do, depending on what I had going on. But if I was working, I just continue working.
Just do what I had to do, depending on what I had going on. But if I was working, I just continue working.
You definitely had to record and report that situation because we're not supposed to be in our personal vehicle picking up anyone.
That situation because we're not supposed to be in our personal vehicle picking up anyone. Okay, understood.
All right, that's all my questions.
All right, that's all my questions.
All right. We got our 10?
I think so.
I think so.
All right. I'm going to ask one more just in case. My last question to you is going to be, if we are on floor 1 and you're behind a desk or in the cafeteria, wherever you may be on floor 1, and you hear, I'm going to ask you one more question after this, matter of fact. And you hear, like, somebody coming up to somebody using, like, sexual language, and it's not consented, like disrespectful, like harassment stuff, like sexually harassing somebody, basically. How do you handle that situation?
I'd observe and report the situation.
Correct, because that would be a violation of RP 14, and a lot of that does go on, so you definitely would want to record and report that. You could also use your macros. We have this macro. Don't disregard that. That's not what I meant to press. But we have this macro right here. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Kindly requested for a higher rank DCP or CP to call PD for a backup at hospital. You also can look in your chat. You see where it says, like, when you hit your chat to write something, and on the top in the gray with the black letters, it's the respawn, help, do, try, me, NRP, SMS, trade, and clan. You can click on help and let an admin know what's going on.
I'm not able to
observe the scene as well.
I apologize. I'm not able to see your macros when you post them.
I apologize. I'm not able to see your macros when you post them.
You didn't just see the...
No, I haven't seen any of them. I think maybe because we're in the apartment. I don't know.
No, I haven't seen any of them. I think maybe because we're in the apartment. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but the macro that I'm referring to is right under please comply with our officers and their laws. But also to contact admin is the /help, and then you would space and write your message to them. You also have the option to, when you are recording videos, you can also submit green tickets to admins so that the video can be review, and then the admin can look over and handle the situation as fit. They also do update you to let you know that the situation is handled as well when you open tickets on players. That option is also available in Discord. And the faction chat, you will go to information, and then it'll show you like the option to where you can
Okay, thank you.
put in a complaint.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and that's going to conclude